Hello, dear teachers. I expect you are doing good today. This is Belen, and today we are going to explore a little the Unit 3 content. So, let's move on. In Unit 3, we're going to work lexis and syntax. In the first part, we have syntax as a lexis projection. This means that sentence structures are largely determined by the lexical properties of the words within them. Each word has a lexical entry that includes information about its syntactic category, how it combines with other words, subcategorization, and its thematic. Essentially, the lexicon provides the foundation for the syntax, and the structure of a sentence is a reflection of the words it contains. Projection means that the syntax or sentence structure is built upon the lexical properties of the words involved. The subcategorization refers to the requirements that some words, like verbs, have for the types and number of words that must accompany them to form a grammatically correct structure. I have an example here. Consider this sentence. The cat sat on the mat. The syntax or arrangement of words is partly determined by the fact that cat is a noun, sat is a verb, and on is a preposition. These lexical categories influence the order of the words and the relationship between them. In essence, the idea of syntax as a projection of lexis highlights that the structure of sentences is not arbitrary, but is shaped by the inherent properties of the word used as outlined by the lexicon. The next point is the predicate. A predicate is the grammatical term for the words in a sentence or clause that describe the action, but not the subject. In other words, the predicate explains what the subject does. For all intents and purposes, a predicate includes all the words in a sentence or clause except the subject and words that modify the subject. Predicates always include at least one verb to represent the action, even if that verb is be. Incomplete predicates, which we explain below, a predicate can also include other words and phrases that modify the action, such as prepositional phrases or direct and indirect objects. I have simple predicate, the basic verb that expresses the action or state of being of the subject. Example, the kids played. Complete predicate, the entire part of the sentence that describes the subject, including the verb and any accompanying words. For example, the kids played soccer. The next point is grammatical aspect. Aspect is a verb form or category that indicates time-related characteristics, such as the completion, duration, or repetition of an action. Compare and contrast with tense. When used as an adjective, it's a subtwal. We use verbs to communicate actions. We also express their timing in the present, past, or future through their tense. Example, practice, practiced, will practice. In English grammar, this is determined by the aspect of a verb. And the last point is lexical aspect. Lexical aspect refers to the inherent meaning of a verb, describing the type of action or state it represents. It could be punctual, durative, or etc. Verbs have built-in aspect. For example, some verbs express states, while most others express actions or events. Of these, some um, expressions processes either with an endpoint or with no endpoint, while others express punctual events. Example, events that happen relatively quickly and have sharp boundaries. I have some definitions here. State Southerton is an old place. It stands in one of the lowest spots of the park your sister loves to laugh. Processes with no end point, like activities. Mrs. Norris was talking to Julia. She walked slowly upstairs. The other young people were dancing. Processes with an end point, accomplishments. She fell asleep before she could answer the question. The two cousins walked home together, and Mr. Crawford sat down. And the last point could be the punctual verbs. Fanny has been cutting roses. Edmund knocked at the door and jumped Susan. So when lexical aspect combines with grammatical aspect, example the progressive, certain meanings such as temporariness, incompletion, or repetition are further ground. Well, thank you very much, teachers. Here I have some references which will help you to have deep information related to the topic. Well, that's all for now. Have a nice day and see you soon.